So, hello everybody. I hope everybody's okay and doing good. I just wanted to come on here and say, what are you expecting? What are you expecting? So, a lot of times we have expectations. Right now, I'm sitting in the airport in Manchester, and it's wonderful. Thank you, Jesus. I'm here, and I've got some time. But what are you expecting in what you're doing? And as I came into the airport, I just did another video. But as I came into the airport, I was expecting a different experience, to be honest. I was expecting everything to flow through and kind of not be as congested. I got a little frustrated and I had to choose to walk in peace. But I kind of expected to flow through, to walk through, to do, and just to breeze on through. That was my expectation. It didn't quite happen that way. I had a few speed bumps on the way, but I did get through. A lot of times what we expect, we get. A lot of times what we expect, we have. We speak what we want and then we have it. And so a lot of times what we're speaking over ourselves and our expectation of the things of God and the things in the kingdom we get. But not only in the kingdom, it's also in the natural. I found that when I speak death over myself or speak less, that's what I get because I've spoken. You have what you say. And so what are you expecting? What are you expecting from your life? What are you expecting from your job? What are you expecting from your children? What are you expecting from your church? What are you expecting from your workplace or your friends or your community? What is it that you're expecting to happen to you? And what do you want? And what are you speaking over yourself that's going to happen? And I noticed that a lot of times I was kind of getting frustrated and I had to choose, but my expectation level was better. All of a sudden, I got into this mode of frustration because it wasn't moving as quickly as I had expected. The lines weren't. I was stopped. I was searched. I was like that, which was okay because I'd rather somebody search me and find out there's no bomb or anything on the plane. Sorry, I'm looking around because, just want to be aware of my surroundings. But so all of that to say, I was looking around. I was doing stuff. I was expectant. I was expecting to have grace. And everywhere I've been, I have had grace. Grace with people, favor with people. I've had an enjoyable time. It's just the lines and the stuff like that. That's what kind of frustrated me. But even in the lines, I had to find grace and to walk through it and be expectant that something good was going to come out at the end. Listen, what you expect, you get. If you go into a church service and you expect it to be horrible, that's what it's going to be. Horrible for you because that's what you was expecting. If you go to your workplace and just your expectation is down and you're expecting a horrible workplace, guess what? That's what you're going to get for you because that's what you were expecting. And so our lifestyle, if you go to a conference or any kind of meeting, that's what you're going to get. Your expectancy determines your reception. Your expectancy determines what you receive from God, from your workplace, from your friends, from your relationships. It determines what you're going to see. And so, when you're in any kind of relationship, whether with God or with man, you have to expect the good things. You have to expect the great things. Expect miracles. Expect signs and wonders. I expect favor on my flight. Not only I expect favor on my flight, I expect good things on my flight. Why? Because that's what I prayed into and the people around me prayed into. And so, what are you expecting? How are you expecting? Have you even changed your heart? Have you even changed your reception of what is going on in your heart? Have you? Oh, you're not answering? I'm just kidding. But you need to change your heart as well. Sometimes it's determined on our heart expectation, not just our thought process. It's all of it. The spirit, mind, soul, body. What you are expecting, you shall also get. So I'm expecting good things. I'm expecting God to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that I think about, ask or do or say. I'm expecting miracles and signs and wonders. I'm expecting the things of God to just explode. I'm expecting that you are going to walk in the favor of God, that you're going to get promoted promotions on your job, that your children are going to come back home, that your husband's going to act right, that your money's going to be right, that your wife is going to be okay, that everything that God has promised to you, that he will fulfill it because you're expecting him to do it. You're expecting him to fulfill his promises, and that you will not be weary in the well-doing, that you will not be weary in the wait and the process of it, that you will just walk through it in every area or every place that you can possibly walk through. And a lot of us, we've been disappointed because we've expected things and it just didn't come through the way that we expected. But look back at that situation and look back again and see if not that was the best way that it could have come around. Look back again and see if God spoke into that situation. If he didn't, and you feel like you made the wrong decisions, or you were a little disappointed by what you thought you could have done, then okay, God brought this into mind. So I had to buy a car, and I was looking for a vehicle for for a very short time, because the situation I was in, and I was borrowing somebody else's car, and I just didn't want to be beholden in the situation, and they were kind of getting a little antsy about it. Anyway, so I was looking for cars, and I was looking for in a certain price range. And there were cars in that price range, except for that had high mileage, and it just wasn't going to last me too long. Now, I would have had it for a long time, but it wasn't going to last me too long. And so I was going to, and then I found the car that I had, and I thought, well, I could just go up there and get that. But, it's just different, And so my expectation was to really just get my money from the car that had been totaled and buy a car within a week. That was not it. That was not what happened. So I had to adjust my expectation of what was factual and true to what I believed in. And some of us, we really do have to adjust our expectation, because the things that we're believing in are just not copacetic to the situation, if you will. They're not really aligning to the situation. And so we're believing for something that is not even reasonable. I know that's faith, but it's not even reasonable. So we have to adjust that just a smidge, because we know that God can do miracles and he can work all things out for our good. But I had to adjust it. Anyway, I got a car, and when I got the car, it was wonderful. It was great that first day. And then afterwards, I tried to pick a fault with that car forever. I was just like, it don't sound like my old car. It don't sound like this. It's not picking up. It's not doing. It's not this. It's not that. And I just was not thrilled because of the decision that I made. I felt like I should have made a different decision. And there's times that you feel I could have bought a different car. There's times that you feel that you made the wrong decision. And then there's times where it's just neither bad or good. You're just making a decision for yourself. And so I just want to let you know that in that time, I was just very frustrated with myself. I was repentant. I was like, God, I just made a wrong decision. I feel like I did the wrong thing. And the enemy just used that to beat me down and bash me down, saying, see, you don't know how to make decisions. See, you don't know how to make good decisions. See, you always make things wrong. And the enemy will use any little inroad to get in there. And so I was just battling with this car for a couple of weeks. But once I decided that I was going to enjoy my vehicle and enjoy what it was, and enjoyed that I could get around without borrowing anything, everything changed. Everything changed. And instead of looking at my car as a blessing, I was looking at it as a curse. And God blessed me with that vehicle. He blessed me to have a vehicle in such a short amount of time. It wasn't necessarily what I wanted, but it wasn't not something that I didn't want. And so the enemy will just beat you down with certain things, expectations, doubt and fear. These kind of things will just kind of come in on the back of that, because especially if somebody disappoints you, sometimes we have to adjust our expectation. Sometimes we just have to adjust our expectation. Okay, it's time for me to go. Sometimes we just have to adjust our expectations. But I just want to let you know that God is God, and that he's king on the throne. And that he's working for you. And he's working on your behalf. So I just love you. You take care of yourself. Know that God is working with your expectation, and he wants to bless you in your expectations, He will do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you think, say, do, or ask. So God bless you. All right, bye-bye.